Just a reminder, we talked about relaxation and how the mind and the eyes need to be relaxed to be able to see perfectly. We talked about movement and the main concept of blinking. We talked last time about the long swings and the sunning, how the sunlight can heal our eyes. And we did talk about palming, which is a very common exercise to practice on a daily basis, and it helps to build this habit of relaxing the eyes, the muscles surrounding the eyes and the back, the visual cortex and the back of the brain. Today I will be moving to another good habit that we need to be learning, which is breathing. As we mentioned last time, doing all the activities, the Bates method activities, breathing needs to be correct while we're doing all the other activities of the Bates method. During palming, sunning, long swings, and the other activities I'll be introducing in the future. So let's learn how to breathe correctly. Last time we did talk briefly about breathing and how most people have shallow breathing. So what I mean by shallow breathing is they fill their lungs with air and they force the air in and then they exhale from the mouth. And this only fills about 60% of the lungs. And this is actually a very inefficient way to breathe. Correct breathing happens when we don't force it, when we breathe naturally from the abdominal area, relaxing the muscles and expanding the stomach area so we can passively inhale air. There are multiple ways to improve breathing naturally, but I will be talking about 3 main ways today. So a lot of people will think that breathing is an activity. Actually, it is a passive activity. It should be done involuntarily. It should be subconsciously programmed inside your brain, and you practice it while you're doing the other activities. But to build this habit of breathing correctly, we need to pay attention to it. So that's why I have these activities for you today. The first one is from the yogic meditation exercises. It's called alternate nostril breathing. So this is how it works. Find yourself a comfortable sitting. You can sit on a chair, on the floor. I'm sitting on the floor today just to give you more of the natural way of breathing. And we're going to use the left or the right hand, it doesn't matter. I use my left hand. The index and the middle finger goes on between your eyebrows. And this is how it works. I'll be using my thumb to block one of the nostril and then breathe in. And then we'll hold the breath for a couple of seconds and then we alternate. So we release the left nostril and then block the right nostril with the other finger and release it. So breathe in, holding, releasing. And this is the main concept of this exercise. So let me demonstrate 2 rounds of this alternate nostril breathing with you. Start by blocking the nostril, the left. Breathing in, make sure that you fill your stomach with air. So the stomach is expanding. And then I hold for 2 seconds. And then I alternate my fingers. So the right nostril now is blocked. I'm releasing air from the left nostril. So the mouth is not involved at all. You can even choose that to raise your tongue to the roof. So you block air and just keep a little space between the teeth and the lips are closed for sure. So let's do another round. Hold for a couple of seconds, alternate, and release. Just a quick reminder, timing is crucial in breathing and in correct breathing. This is how the timing works. When I breathe in, let's do 2 counts, and then I hold my breath for another 2, and then when I alternate my fingers, I release for the count of 4. Slow exhale. So this way of breathing relaxes the mind, relaxes the entire body and the muscles. You can even have better and deeper sleep after you do this kind of breathing for a longer time. This is a little more advanced breathing, so if you feel it's complicated, you can start with the most basic breathing, which is just sitting in a comfortable position, straight back, and then put both your hands or one hand on your belly button, and then try to keep the roof of the mouth, the tongue touching the roof of the mouth, spacing between the teeth, and lips closed. using your nose for inhaling and exhaling, but we will be focusing on expanding the abdominal area or the stomach. So we're pushing the belly button out and in. It's very similar to watching a baby breathing while they're asleep. The whole stomach will be inflated and then deflated. So let's do one round together. As you can tell, my stomach is filled with air now. Using my nose, I took a deep breath for a count of 3. You can choose the count. You can start with 1 and then build up, and then hold for 1 second and exhale for the count of 6. So let's do it together. Find a comfortable position again. Your back is straight. Breathe using the nose. Expand the stomach area. Count of 2, and then hold your breath for a count of 1. And exhale using the nose, and make sure that your stomach is deflating, so all the muscles are going back for the count of 4. So we're doing 2 inhales, 1 hold, 4 exhales. Again, the exhale needs to be longer than the inhale to activate the parasympathetic nerve, to relax the muscles and all the eye muscles, the visual cortex, again, the entire body and the abdominal area. So this is the basic exercise. If the sitting position doesn't work with you, you can lie down on the floor and practice that. I'm not going to demonstrate that since it requires a lot of arrangement for my camera, but you can imagine that you are going to bed, you're resting your back on a pillow, and put one hand on your belly button and then inhale using the nose only. For the count of 2, hold for 1 second, and then exhale from the nose for the count of 4. Of course, counting can be built up with time. You can do 3, and then you hold for 2, and then exhale for 6. Usually the exhale time equals double the time of the inhale. So 1, 2, 1 inhale, 2 exhale, 2 inhale, 4 exhale, 3 inhale, 6 exhale, and as you go, you can pause for longer, but you can do at least 1 second of pause. I don't want you to inhale and exhale right away. You need to give it a break. You need to hold your breath for at least 1 second. Some yogic, they do go all the way for 10 seconds, and this is actually very advanced. Just one side note, if you feel that you're getting dizzy, make sure that your position is safe. At least you're lying down or you are in a seated position. You don't want to be standing and getting dizzy. Don't go for longer breath. Don't feel the need to go all the way for 10 from the beginning. Start with 2, hold for 1, and exhale for 4, and build up as you go. So far I demonstrated 2 basic breathing exercises, the alternate nostril and the basic, they call it the lotus. Some people like to cross their legs while they're doing that, so they can give themselves more relaxing position. Yeah, you feel free to do that. A lot of people are not able to cross their legs, so just put your legs on the floor at least. Make sure your back is straight. So let's go back to your questions. People are saying, so why are you stressing on breathing? Why is breathing so important for our eyesight? I have a very short demonstration for you. You don't have to do it, but I will explain how it works. If I assume that I will be holding my breath for 30 seconds and staring at an object, let's say I have on the back of the door here, I have a painting on the wall and I can see a tree. If I stare at this tree and hold my breath, I will notice that I'm not blinking. Again, it's a bad habit, and everything is starting to get blurry because I'm not providing oxygen to the retina, to the eyes. So the eyes are very sensitive to the oxygen level you receive. That's why correct breathing will provide the right oxygen levels to the eyes so they can feel relaxed and they can be nourished to see better. To wrap up this episode, try to practice active breathing, just similar to these activities that I did with you today. So at some point you can practice breathing passively, meaning without putting effort, without paying attention. And throughout the day, take breaks and breathe deeply. Hold your breath and then exhale. And trust me, you'll feel that the entire body is loosening up. If you have any tension, any inflammation will go down. Your vision will get better. And again, you're building a good habit for your perfect eyesight. With the help of sharing this video, I am able to reach more people. See you next time.